And then this is another issue that we've had a lot of questions coming. Family relocation. There are a lot of questions on that in the registration forms. So I want to go with my family. I want to go with my wife. I want to go with my children. Yes, it is always good. You can do that, but you also need to count your cost. Moving with kids only and moving with your spouse and kids, or with your grandparents or parents, they are all options that you can explore. When you are moving with kids, all your kids under 21 years or under 18 in some countries, they are eligible. But it may reduce your chances of visa, especially if you are going alone, because it will be very difficult to convince the consular that you are going to study. You have a 6-month-old baby. You have been offered admission for master's degree in the US or in Australia, and you want to go with a 6-month-old baby. The consular knows that you are not going there to study because they know that you can't afford to leave a 6-month-old baby anywhere and go to study. But if you can convince him that you have enough money to put this baby in childcare and then go to study, maybe he can grant you visa. But I've seen people denied visa for this reason many times. So consider childcare, consider the demands of sending small kids to school before you make that option. The option is always open, but it may reduce your chances of getting a visa. Your best option, go in, settle, then arrange for your family to move in. Second option is moving with your spouse and kids. I would say the best option would be move with your spouse first, then bring in your kids later. Why? Because moving together is permitted in many countries, or in almost every country. But in some, the student needs to get the student visa first, and then you can now confirm that you want to bring in your family. But you need to show additional proof of fund if you are bringing other people in. For example, let's say you're going to Canada, you need to provide proof of fund, say $20,000. And now you have a family, you have a husband or wife, and you have 3 children. That's 4 extra people coming with you. For each of them, I think you need about $2,000 to $3,000 extra. So that's an additional $12,000 to your own $20,000. So we're talking about $30-something thousand because you want to move with your spouse and your kids at the same time. But if you want to move just with your spouse, it makes sense because one of you will be working part-time and studying. The other one can be working full-time and supporting. And you are going to sleep on the same bed. You're going to live in the same house, so you're not going to incur extra cost on living expenses. But if you bring in children, you will be expected to find accommodation that takes care of a family. You are going to be expected to put them in school because in developed nations, you are not permitted to lock up your kids at home and not put them in school when they are in school age. So these are all factors that you need to consider because I've had too many cases of people who were too excited about getting a visa for their family that they moved together with their children and spouse all together, and they moved into a strange country where even your neighbors may not even say hello to you. They don't care whether you exist. So you move in and then life becomes almost impossible because it was too expensive for them to even manage. And the school does not care whether you have money or you don't have money. You need to pay your tuition when it's due. So please plan well when you are thinking about family. And one more issue on work and study. This is also a question that I've gotten a lot. There are many opportunities to work and study in many nations. And if you're interested in that, I think there was a video. If you go to Arrow's YouTube channel, I'm going to put all of those in the chat link for you later on. I did, I think, 2 sessions, part 1 and part 2, on different countries in the East and the West, and the opportunities to work and study that you have in each of them. You may want to review that to decide where you want to go. Jobs are limited. You need to know that in all of these countries. And it is not 100% guaranteed. Yes, they'll tell you, if you go to US, you go to Canada, you're going to be able to work. When you have no prior experience, you may be limited in the options that are open to you. Secondly, you are a stranger in that country. And it's not like anybody was waiting for you to come and take the job. So you're going to need time to settle in. So it's not like you get there today and next week you started working. No, it doesn't work that way. Sometimes you may need to wait for months. I'll give you an example of someone that just went into the US, and for I think about 4 months, she couldn't find a job. When she eventually found, they will tell you can work 20 hours, but the job said, sorry, we only have about 8 hours for you for now. We'll be increasing it when we see that you are growing and your knowledge is increasing. So she was working 8 hours, even though she's entitled to 20 hours. So these are all factors that you need to put in, so you don't think that, oh, the moment you land in the US, you start working next week and you are making a hell of money that you can use to pay your tuition. No, it doesn't work that way. The standard rate is usually around $7,000 per hour, and you are expected to work maximum of 20 hours per week. In the US, as an F1 student, you are only allowed to work on campus in your first year. So you are limited, very, very limited to a few restaurants on campus. And I mean, even if you put in maximum of 7 hours per week, what that means is about $560 per month. What can that do in your tuition? Let's say you work for 4 months. 4 months of 560 is just going to be a little above $2,000. It's the best that you can do with that is take care of your feeding. It's not going to pay tuition. So how do you get out of that? If you can provide important services, that's one way of helping yourself. Learn a trade before you go. A trade that is sellable in the country that you're going. Learn it before you leave home. Start now, before you even start applying for anything. Learn a trade and be good at it, but let it be something that is sellable where you're going. Okay, finally, I think we're on the Arrows Advantage, which is free counseling and guidance, personalized support. I think I've talked about that also when I started speaking. 100% fund security for you. Whatever you deal with Arrows, it's 100% secured, guaranteed. Nothing happens to your money. So I can do that. And I think a few people on the call will probably tell you that. I don't know if we have any of our old clients or parents on the call who could speak to that for Arrows. And then we also support you beyond university admissions. Like I've said, we are with you all the way throughout your studies. We support you. You have issues, we support you. You need help, we support you until you graduate. Family. You have so those are all our exceptional value-added services. And if you have a minor child, some parents have asked me, my child is just 15, just 16. You have a minor child, we also have arrangement for guardianship for your minors. We take care of your kids if they happen to be in the country where we are. If they are not in the country where we are, I personally handle that if they come to the country where I am based. If not, we have people that we are working with, trusted, good, trustworthy people in different countries of the world that can help take care of your kids wherever they go. And so we have all those advantage links across the world that you can use no matter the age of your kids. So that's the Arrows Advantage. That's what we call it. So how we work? Go to our website, go to admission services tab, like I've mentioned, complete the application form, upload the necessary documents. If you have any upload issue, just attach all the documents to an email and send to otnigeria@gmail.com. These are the required documents. First, your international passport. So if you are thinking of going abroad and you don't have an international passport, please first go and get that before we start talking. Your academic or professional certificates, you need original copies of them, get them ready. You need official transcripts, go and apply for them. And some people will tell me, okay, I don't have a school that I'm applying to. If I go for transcript, they're going to ask me to bring which school they should send it to. You talk to us if you want to apply for transcript. Talk to us, we're going to tell you where to give them to send it to so that you can get it. Comprehensive, you need a digital passport photo, usually white background, comprehensive CV. So, and some people will also tell me, I've not worked before, I don't have a CV. No, you need to have a CV. Even if it's just the things that you did in high school. Oh, I was the head boy, I was the head girl, I was the social prefect, I was this, whatever it is that you've done, and any volunteer that you've done, even if it is at church level, put it in your CV. That is also part of the things that we know about you. You want to do research, you need to write a research proposal, and you need to show proof of work experience, especially if you have study gap. This is 2023. Let's say you finished bachelor's in 2018 or in 2017, and now you want to go for your master's now. That's already 5 years or so. So you need to convince the university as well as the visa officer that you will be able to cope with study. So, what have you been doing since you left school in 2016 or 17? You need to show proof of work experience. One of the best documents is your employment letter. So, you graduated in 2016 and you started a job in 2017. Your employment letter is going to show that, and it will show that, okay, you've been working all this while. That's why you have been out of school, and that's why you are just thinking about going to school now. So after you complete the form, you upload or send the documents. You can then WhatsApp the office to discuss your budget, because not everyone can afford $12,000, $10,000, $25,000. So let's say your budget is just $3,000 or $2,000. Talk to us, then you'll be advised on what's your best options. Our assurance is that we're going to give you multiple options to choose from out of over 1,000 plus institutions. And then you will need to pay a security deposit. That's about $100, just $100 or more. This is also part of your processing fee. So if you pay a security deposit of $100, when you finally decide a school that you want to go to, let's say it is $150 for application processing in that university, then you just need to top up with $50. So your money is safe, but we don't want you to waste our time when you are not ready. That's why we say pay security deposit. We have people that for the past 2 years, they've been talking to us, and when they engage you for hours. Yet up till now, they have not made up their mind to travel. So we don't want to spend time doing that. We want to spend time attending to people that are ready. And that's why we say pay a security deposit that is also part of your processing fee. So after you've done that, you're going to receive recommendations of say 2, 3, 4 universities in maybe 2 countries. Then you can choose. Then you pay the service charge. Then we apply for you. You receive your offer. You can choose your preferred offer. For example, it's possible that you get offer in all the places we apply to for you. Then you choose which one you want to go to. You pay tuition deposit to the university if it is required. Then you apply for your visa, because some universities, until you pay your deposit, they are not going to release the documents that you need to show for visa application. So you apply for visa, your visa is approved, then you can arrange your accommodation, buy your ticket, arrange reception, and travel to your destination, resume and register, and you are students. So that's an offer for you. So that's I think my presentation for this afternoon. Thank you for listening. I've just been told that I mentioned 7,000 per hour when I was speaking about what you earn working. No, $7. I said $7 per hour. That's what I meant to say. If I said 7,000, sorry, it's $7 per hour. It can go higher. If you are a master's student, it can go as high as 13. And if you are a serious professional, let's say a programmer or something, you can get as far as 30, 36. But that's very rare cases. So that is what we have so far. And I'm going to stop sharing now, and I'll be ready to address questions.